Hey guys, if you watched the video right before this, we talked about what to charge, and now we're going to be talking about how to charge, meaning breaking down how I charge for my weddings, how I divide up my packages, how I price myself, etc. So my pricing has evolved over the years. So I'm going to walk you through my latest pricing structure, but before I do that, I'm going to show you my previous pricing structure, which I just moved away from, and I'll explain why I did in a minute. So here's a look at my previous packaging system that I used for my first year and a half of business, and I loved it. I call this the packaging system, where essentially you divide up what you offer into different packages that your clients can choose from. It's a great structure. So for me, I had a diamond. It was the top package, which included 8 hours of coverage, a final video, etc., for $4,000. And every package below it, gold, silver, and bronze, you received less in the package. So you received less hours, maybe a shorter video, less coverage, less extras. And so my bronze package is only 2 hours of coverage, only a 4-minute video, and no second shooter. And then at the bottom here, you had a lot of extras where you could add on a ceremony edit, additional videographer, and so forth. This was a great system. However, what I hated was arguing or communicating or customizing every single client. Sometimes they wanted the gold package, but didn't want everything in the gold package, but wanted more of other things. And so I had to figure out what I would charge for different scenarios and different situations, and just became a headache, and I just ended up hating it. I reached out to a lot of good friends of mine. I reached out to John Bunn at Redeem Productions. I reached out to Adam Grumbo. I reached out to White and Reverie, and they all introduced me to the base packaging system, which I'll go over now. Here is a look at my base packaging system. Essentially, the principle of base packaging is you start off with a very minimal, a very small base, something that you say, you know what, this is the minimum I'm going to work for, right? This is the minimum you get me for. And then from there on, your client then chooses what they want to customize. They do it so you don't have to. They decide how many extra hours of coverage they want. They decide how long they want their video to be. They add on everything. I kind of envision like going to Froyo, right? You're given your ice cream base, which is a certain amount, and then you as the customer can add toppings and whatever you want, add to it to make it what you want, and then they charge you for what you added as a customer, whereas the base was already set by the company. So first off, it starts off with my little introduction, cute little picture of me, and then what I do, just kind of make it more personal, right? And then here goes my base package called the video collection, and it starts at $3,900, which you'll notice isn't as much as my top package from my previous packaging, but it's because nobody yet has only booked the base package. They always add on more, which we'll get to. So in the base package, I deliver a 5-minute film, which is pretty short for a full wedding day, 8 hours of coverage. You know, you can argue, well, what if they want 6? What if they want 4? For me, these last year and a half, my average wedding length has been 8 hours of coverage. I haven't filmed a lot of 6 hours or 4 hours. I filmed a few elopements. I have separate pricing for elopements. So I stuck my base at 8 hours of coverage, and I haven't had anybody want less yet. And if they do, I'll subtract $300 or whatever. Okay, and it comes to the second videographer. My style of shooting just needs 2 cameras. It needs 2 guys. And I tell them you get what you pay for. You'll get more footage. You'll get better angles. I just need a second guy. So that's just included in my base packaging system. All of my videos from the last year have been with a second shooter. So I just include it. Just part of my company, part of my brand. 4K digital download of final film and 1080p digital download for mobile. Kind of obvious, but you throw it in there to make it look good. Drone coverage. I've thrown in my drone coverage because some venues don't allow drone coverage. Some locations don't allow it. I have a drone. It's no extra for me to bring it, so I'm just gonna bring it regardless. You can charge extra for it. I just don't, because I'm already gonna bring it, and I personally want it for their video, even if they might not care. My goal is to make every video better than the last one, and for me, drones help elevate that. Their vows and speeches will be intertwined in the video, and it'll be done within 8 weeks. On this base, they can add things to their base. We're still adding flavors to it. We haven't added the toppings yet. We're still in the flavor section. So if 8 hours isn't enough, which usually people want 10, they can add an extra hour here. They can type in the quantity on HoneyBook, and it will automatically update this per hour. So usually they'll want 2 extra hours, so that is another $600. Maybe they want a 7-minute film as opposed to a 5-minute film, which is included, and so they pay me extra to edit. Editing for me takes up most of my time. Shooting is fun. I love it. It's easy, but editing Stretching out a story longer requires more work, more songs. So now I'm having them pay for the length of the video. So they can pay an extra $1,000 for 2 extra minutes or an extra $1,700 for a 10-minute film, which is twice as long as the original base packaging length. And I put most popular because 1, it is most popular, and 2, adding most popular kind of validates that and people end up wanting it more because they don't want to miss out. Something I haven't booked yet, but a lot of videographers do, is a 15 to 20 minute film, which I charge a hefty price for because it's a lot more work, especially if I need to stretch out their video a lot longer. And if they want a third videographer, that's extra as well. I just charge them what I would pay for a day rate for an average 8 to 10 hour wedding, plus a few, food, travel expenses, and so forth. And then they'll obviously pay for their travel expenses. So that's the base packaging. That's the core ice cream, right? We're still using the ice cream analogy. And now we get to the a la carte section, the add-ons, the toppings, the extras. And here we have everything I could possibly think of to offer. We have toast edit. If they just want all the toast delivered separately, we can add that on. If they want the raw footage of all the dances, they can add that on. If they want their wedding video delivered on a Blu-ray disc, they can add that on. And I'll send them 3 Blu-ray videos. If they want a 60-second highlight video specifically of their entire wedding day condensed into 60 seconds, which is another few hours of editing for me, it's extra. If they want a 30-minute long ceremony edit, this is a unique one. If they want to sit down with me and tell their story and kind of have like a separate day with B-roll, that's another edit. If they want me to come before their wedding day, the night before at their dinner to film the toast, the speeches, whatever. This is called the FOMO edit, which I learned from Redeemed Productions. Adam Grimbo also does this. He calls it the archival edit. But essentially I put instead of giving them just a terabyte of raw footage on a hard drive, which they have to go through and watch every clip, I put every single clip I shot chronologically into my timeline and deliver it to them as a video file. So it's a 3 to 4 hour long video where everything I captured from their wedding day is in it. I'll delete duplicate shots, I'll delete shaky, unusable footage, but essentially they get their entire wedding day chronologically and basically kind of a ceremony edit as well for the price of $2,000. Which I think is pretty awesome. And then what's becoming more popular for me is the wedding weekend, where clients want me there for 2 additional days. Some clients will have like a pre-wedding party, like maybe let's say they're getting married on Saturday. So on Thursday, everyone will arrive to the wedding. They'll have like a big dinner with toast and speeches, and they want me to film those things. And then on Friday, they're gonna have a huge beach day or a lake day, and they want me to film them all partying and having fun before their wedding. And then the wedding happens on the 3rd day. So I offer a add-on where they can have me for 3 days, and I charge a hefty amount for it. Let me walk you through what an average package would kind of be if someone were to build a base and add on some toppings. So $3,900 up front. Let's say they add on 2 extra hours. So now we're at $4,500. Let's say they want a 10-minute film. Let's say they want a wedding trailer, which most of my clients do. And most of my clients want a ceremony edit. And if they wanted the FOMO edit, which I'm hoping I book one soon, they'll be in the $9,000 to $10,000 range. So you might be asking, well, what if someone just books you for just the base? Are you mad that you're making less than you would have in your previous packaging system? And the answer is no, because I'm doing less work. Yes, I'm still spending a full day at their wedding, filming for 8 hours, but the edit is going to be a 5-minute edit, which is easy. I can bust that out quickly. Whereas if they want a 10-minute edit, I'm doing a lot more work, which will take me a lot longer. So do I recommend the base packaging system? Absolutely. If you want this exact brochure, just email concierge@honeybook.com and ask for the Jake Weisler templates, and they'll send you this brochure plus my contract and my questionnaires. And again, you can customize this the way you want. Maybe you think that my prices is too low. Maybe you think it's too high. Maybe you think I include too much of my base packaging. Maybe you think I don't include enough. But again, like I said in the previous video, your pricing is so personal. Your pricing depends on your experience, your clientele, and your demand. And so with my experience, my history, my track record, my clients, this is where I've landed. I've built up to this point, and this is what works for my business right now. And it might not work for yours, but that's why you have to experiment and try what you think works best for your business. But I hope that gives you a little bit of insight on how to charge and how to price yourself and how to distribute your pricing and what's included in a better, more effective way. We did not talk about travel fees. I only charge for airfare and hotel for me and my second shooter. I used to charge for rental cars, but I don't anymore because it's a very small price. It's like $20 a day, and I'm usually only need it for 3 days. And so it just felt kind of cheap to say another $60 for a rental car when they're already paying me $7,200. But you can if you want to. And I don't charge for food because little expense doesn't need my attention. I'm already getting paid a lot, but you can as well. But guys, if you have any questions about pricing yourself, please let me know.